You are so handsome.
That's very nice.
You look like the guy every mother wants her daughter to marry. But here you are, a few years ago, with your chains and your spikes and your makeup. And now, is this the real Gene Simmons?
That's a great question. I think I should have a couch, though.
To answer that. All right, the couch we'll do later, in privacy.
All right.
Right now, is that the
pictures.
real Gene Simmons with those necklaces of dead people there?
No, they're not dead people.
What
They're
are
just
they?
little skulls.
Little skulls.
Yes, baby ones and big ones, and there's one on my finger.
Let me
Isn't
see.
that nice?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's, the yuck is a good sign.
Yes. Tell me why.
I don't know. Probably because a lot of people like you ask me why.
So it's a conversation piece.
Sure. It's the same way that necklace that you wear.
Because when people
Well,
ask...
I was joking, you know, when you said, look at that necklace you've got on. I said, oh, my God, look at that necklace you've got on.
Okay, but you like
It's
it.
just because people
Tell
are always
me
inquisitive. Me?
who... Yeah.
Who am I? I think that this is a part of me, but it's not all of me, just as you're not all of you. There are a lot of other faces that you have for other people, and so maybe this is just one part of the whole picture. And in another time, in another era, I may have looked differently. Maybe with, maybe I could have been a buccaneer or who knows what.
Yeah, they told me that you did outrageous things.
On
What?
stage or off?
No,
What?
on stage.
Oh.
On stage. I don't ask personal questions. On stage, that you did some outrageous things like spitting on the audience, and they loved it. They all adore you.
Fire breathing and...
Fire breathing, and they love it.
Yes, they love it.
Do they love it because it's unusual? Do they love it because you are handsome? That's really true.
That's very...
Why?
Fine.
Why do they love it? Why? What are all of these? What are all of these young people going absolutely
Crazy about.
crazy when you appear?
I think it's an outlet. When we get up on stage, they finally see four guys. The name of the group is KISS, incidentally.
Yes, I like that. That part I like very much.
Yes. But they see four guys, basically, who aren't content to pretty much follow the rules. All the people that they see in their lives who are supposedly hero
Which means
figures.
not wearing a tie, not
Yeah,
wearing a
exactly.
jacket,
It's
wearing
just-
a red bosh,
Yes.
a vest like that.
just to be a little bit more flamboyant. And, you know, it's all my heroes were always flamboyant. Superman didn't wear loose-fitting pants and glasses and a suit and tie. I mean, he flew through the air and did all that stuff. And
So it's a kind of an imagination of saying, if only I could do it, even if these people keep their feet on the ground.
yes, I think it's very healthy. I mean, if rock and roll is an outlet for a certain part of the masses, it's certainly as healthy as football or anything else is for another segment of the masses.
Yeah, in terms of watching and enjoying it and then going home
then
and
you go
doing
home.
everyday life.
In fact, I believe if it wasn't for rock and roll, that there'd be a lot of people who would have this sort of pent-up stuff
Emotion?
inside of them that they have to get out. It's almost like Dr. Yanov's scream therapy. You know that stuff?
Yes,
we
I
read
do.
books, yes.
Yes, I do read some books. I know about that stuff. Now, about the real Gene Simmons,
Yes.
I understand you're now making a movie.
Yes, in fact, it's done now. It's a movie called Never Too Young to Die.
Yes, do you try, are you a different person there?
Yes, I play a different person. I play a character whose name is Velvet, who is a very different sort of a character. Velvet is a hermaphrodite. A hermaphrodite is a person who's born with both sexual parts,
Yeah.
sometimes different parts.
What, now tell me, how did that feel? I see that smile on you. How did it feel to be a man and a woman at the same time? Was the upper part a man and the lower part a woman?
They had to shave my chest,
Yes.
which is only now growing back. I'm much
Yes.
hairier than I am.
Okay.
I'm much hairier than I am. I am much hairier, usually.
Then you are right now, okay?
And they had facelifts put on. They shaved off my sideburns and they stuck on these little things so that, you know, that stuff
Do that
happened.
again, that looks cute.
And
So the upper part was a woman.
the upper part, they stuck on things here, and then on the
Things
bottom,
there.
they put on a thing there. No,
Okay.
actually, they didn't put on a thing
And did
there.
you
I had
make
that-
love to anybody?
Yes.
Did you make love to a man or did you make love to a woman?
It was a woman whose name is Vanity. It was more of a rape, though.
I don't like that part.
No. Well,
I
it was a
understand-
movie.
Yeah, but I don't like rapes in movies either.
Yeah.
Jean, I understand that you mimic me. Let me see that. I understand that you on the road in order to amuse yourself and your
whenever we do sound checks, a sound check is before anybody's in the audience, before 20,000 people come in, we get up on stage and we test out the instruments. And so I have the sound system. And so all the road crew gets up and they're working, and of course they stop when I do you.
Let me hear.
When you go to the restaurant, I want you always to make sure that you have a cucumber, a nice long one and a fat one too. And what you do with this is your omelette, but this is good sex.
And then they all feel very good and they start to be terrific. Now, on the stage, when you are on the stage, that's all right. I did say that, so I don't mind when people mimic me, especially famous people like you. If it's in good taste,
absolutely,
it's
good taste.
Let me ask you something. How does it feel? Because what I'm interested in sometimes is the psychology of people like you, superstars. Once, let's say on the road, once here you perform in front of 20,000 people, and then afterwards, after the party, and let's say 2 in the morning, it doesn't matter what time, then Jean is alone with Jean. Let's suppose that at that particular time you don't have a woman with you. This kind of transition, how do you do that? How do you say to yourself, okay, right now I'm just myself, I'm not performing. I have to look in the mirror and I have to be with myself. Is that difficult?
I don't think that part isn't the difficult part. If there's a transition that happens, it's before you get up on stage. There's a sort of a quantum leap in your adrenaline in your body, and you become a larger person on stage. The audience does that to you naturally. Getting off the stage is a gradual thing. Once you get off stage, that adrenaline takes a while to come down. It is true that the tendency for most people in front of the media is to believe all the stuff you read about yourself, in which case...
The good stuff.
Well, the good stuff and the bad stuff, unfortunately. Some people really believe, you know, he plays badly or he's all ugly or whatever, and people start believing that. So if you're not careful, you can hurt yourself. And a lot of famous people do. A lot of people
and that's really a concern for psychologists like myself. Now, you are going on the road for a couple of months now.
For another 5-month tour.
How do you manage to do that? Every night in another place?
It's not difficult. For me, I don't have a sense about things. I don't care if I have a home here or a home there. It doesn't matter to me. Home is where I am. So being in a different city every night has no effect on me at all. What happens...
Yeah, I see the twitching. But what does happen?
Every city that I go to, I'm surrounded by the same people, my family. In other words, the touring group, the guys in the band, the road crew, I know the same people. And you really get treated like a king. People carry your luggage, limousines pick you up.
Very nice.
My instrument isn't even tuned. I don't tune it. Somebody else tunes it for me.
And you trust them?
Oh,
even with your instrument?
Believe me.
What about the groupies?
Yes.
How do you react to that?
Very lovingly and carefully. No.
How do you manage to not be overrun and overwhelmed?
One is selective. One is careful, but it's really strange that before I ever picked up a guitar, I always used to dream of, being up on stage and being mobbed and stuff. It happens.
And when it happens, actually part of it feels good.
It's wonderful. Whether or not...
I like when somebody is honest and says that you enjoy that.
Of course I do.
Are you ever going to get married and have children?
Is this a proposal?
No. I'm married.
Oh, I see.
You're much too young. I have 2 grown children. Are you getting married?
I don't think I ever will, no.
No?
It's not really for me. I don't believe everybody should get married. And I know enough about myself to know that on my wedding night, I'll probably be with the maid in the closet or something.
Oh, that would be sad. That would be sad. And children?
I have none that I know of, no.
No. But that you might change your mind.
I doubt
eventually.
It. I really doubt it. I know everybody goes, oh, you'd make such a good daddy and all, It's not for me. I don't like the sound of babies crying. I really don't.
They grow up after a while. They don't stay so small.
Yeah, but for the first 5 or 6 years.
That's true. It's difficult.
Not for me.
Okay, I do wish you lots of good luck, and I do thank you very much for a superstar like Gene Simmons to be on my show. That's terrific. Thank you. Thank you.